A big applause, Howard Lettinga.
Thank you, Edward. Thanks a lot. Thank you for that nice introduction, and thank you for inviting me to be here today. Take one step up. Let's see, are my slides coming up? Beach team is setting everything up here. Typo Camp Venlo, Typo 3 Camp Venlo. It's always the exciting part. We do this on purpose to build suspense, you know.
Yeah.
This looks pretty good. Yeah, it's working. I'd like to start with this. The danger of flying. The danger of flying. How many of you have ever been in one of these things that flies through the air? If you have, raise your hand, please.
You mean this week or?
An airplane, yes. And how many of you have actually been in one more than once? Raise your hand. Now you see, here is the danger of flying. Because when you see that, it looks normal. It looks like it's normal. But flying is not normal. Flying is amazing. It's amazing that we can fly. And I once read an article by a gentleman, and he said, when you get in an airplane, sit next to the window, look out the window, and be amazed at what you're doing. Look at the clouds, look at the earth. It's amazing. So always have that wonder. And when I was preparing this presentation today for this group, I had the same thing in my mind. You know, we live in an incredible time, an incredible digital time. People have never been so empowered to click something and have information and knowledge, the arts, sciences, philosophy, entertainment. It's all in our hands to connect with anybody in the world. And you guys are making this. You are making this world. And it's not normal. It's amazing what you're doing. And we should never forget how amazing that is. So I get invited to Typo 3 Camp Venlo, and I'm thinking, you guys, you know, time is precious. You have a very full schedule. You've got important things, the future of Typo 3, partners, legal issues, and you put communication on the agenda. And I want to thank you for that. And I think we all realize that if you communicate properly, if you really focus on how you're communicating, things really work well. In this world that you're building, you can build even better. You can build it faster and better and more efficiently and even have more fun if you focus on that. Because the flip side of not focusing on communication is irritation and frustration and waste. So I'm glad you put that on the agenda for today. I want to thank you for that, and I'll do my best to pay off the time that you're investing in this. And I want to do that by focusing on my 5 favorite fundamentals. 5 favorite fundamentals, I like the alliteration, of communicating. I'm going to start with a story. It's a story about me, but you'll become part of it very quickly, I promise. And this story starts on the 16th of January this year. It was a Tuesday, just about 2 months ago. This is a picture I took because it's a special day. I took a picture, a selfie. Take a few selfies these days, you know. What happened on the 16th? 3 things. 3 things. I celebrated 30 years in communications at a high-tech company, one of the biggest high-tech companies in the Netherlands. I've been through a lot of reorganizations. There are people that call me the Chuck Norris of communications. I'm proud of that. But I made it. 30 years. It's a milestone. It's a big day. The second thing, I'm running big shows. You can see, if you see it behind me here, that's a show of 1,000 people. These are the shows that they pay me months to, me and the whole team, months to prepare. And this is the big moment. The big moment. The show is running. I'm celebrating 30 years at this high-tech company. It's a big day. And the third thing that happens is Esther calls. Yeah, Esther calls. Everyone know Esther? Let's get a picture of Esther up here. Do you all know Esther? Who knows Esther? Yeah? Well, if you don't, you should get to know her. She's from Beach. She's great. She's an excellent communicator. So I'm in the middle of the show. My phone's vibrating. Esther calls. Oh, geez, a good communicator does not multitask at this point. You know, I'm back running the thing. But I think, yeah, curiosity gets me. I go, why is Esther calling? So I grab the phone. You know, the show's running. She says, Howard, how would you like to be a presenter at a two-type event? And of course, Esther's a very good communicator, but I'm not listening very well. I'm multitasking. So I said, well, Esther, this sounds cool, but let me call you back. Let me call you back. I'm in the middle of something. So I go home that night, and I say, she called. It's something about typos. You know? So we're very empowered these days. So I Google typo, and when you Google typo, you get typos, and it's kind of funny, you know. So I'll share a few of them with you here. You know, so you get this is not going to work very well, right? But it's a good typo, I think. Yep. But you get other ones. Somebody missed something somewhere, you know. McDonald's employee obviously missed a G someplace, okay? And I think there are a number of German people in the audience. Who knows Newt? Does anybody remember Newt? Newt was really popular. He was the bear everybody followed, you know. But some guy in the States got that completely wrong. So, you know. So, yeah, I didn't make it up. This is all on the internet, of course. And here's one that's really close to your world, and it's very philosophical. I like it, you know. I think, do you really want to exist? You know, and I think, yeah, I do. It's an instinct. I want to exist, so.
This is just a label missing, right? Like a file name or something.
Oh, I have no idea. It's your world, yeah. But do you want to exist? So, and I think, well, I don't, something, typo, I'm missing some information here as a communicator. So I app Esther, and Esther's very quick, you know, Esther apps right back. She goes, typo. She goes, no, it's Howard, it's typo 3. Typo 3. Oh, typo 3. I Google typo 3. And I realize it's about developers. Jeez. And my reaction is, oh my God. She wants me to talk to a room full of developers, you know. And I've worked in high tech for years. I have. I've survived. In a big high-tech company full of them, and I know the universal table of tech types. I know this table. I know at the base, you have mechanical engineers. These are reasonably normal people, huh? They want to click things together, you know, it's physical. On top of that, you get the electrical guy. Now it starts getting a little wired, you know, there's electricity flying around, it's a little dangerous, but okay. You get the chemist, the chemist. Starts getting spacey, huh? You know how the chemists are, huh? Chemicals, basic elements, psychedelic and stuff. And then you get the developers, the hardcore front-end serial processors, you know. The developers are a type all themselves. And on top of that, you get the typo 3 developers. So I'm thinking, Esther, I don't know. You want me to talk to this, give a presentation here. Are we missing something, guys? Yeah? Yeah.
We had a blue screen, actually.
Oh, we got a blue screen, okay. So, well, we'll catch up. Look at that. You can recall the whole show here. This is perfect. If there was something funny, think about that.
You've got to read the radio.
Yeah, so yeah, look at the Beach technical team. It's no wonder this. And then you get the typo 3 developers. Yeah, something in Esther, I don't know. But as all this is happening, I told you about the shows we were having, and when these big shows are happening, at the minute a show's done, 1,000 people, we send out 1,000 surveys. And the surveys start coming back from these shows, from locations around the world. And the surveys are really good. People are really positive about what's happened and how updated on what's happening in the company, they know where we're going, and surveys are amazingly good. But then this comes in. Make it shorter, less boring. Charts and finance data are useless for us. Make it more interactive. We are developers. Now, yeah, Esther, this is an offer I can't refuse, of course, you know, but I go for it. I go for it. And so I want to thank you for inviting me here today, and I hope we can learn a few things about communication. And I want to thank that developer colleague of mine somewhere in the world, because he told me how to approach this presentation. He says, make it interactive. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it interactive. Yeah? So I'd like to ask you to get out your phones. We're going to dig into this audience and see what developers are really made of. Especially Typo 3 developers. And Tom from the Beach Techno team, these guys have set all this up, Tom and Joey, by the way, so please give them a round of applause. They did a really good job of setting all this up. And here's what you need to do. You need to go to Kahoot IT. And when you fill in that game pin, we're going to see you showing up on screen. There's Daniel. Where's Daniel at? All right. Here they come. Wow. We like it.
What do you mean?
You guys are pretty fast. Yeah. Gerbast, Johan, Chris, Tobias, Patrick, Phil, Dea. Welcome to Kahoot. Yeah. Yeah. Andrea, welcome. Gerard. Everybody in? Yeah? We're going to make it interactive. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a few easy questions. We're going to start out with easy questions to see who's here. So let's have the first one. How old are you?
That's a bit rude.
Easy, right? It's a bit rude, yeah? It's anonymous, you know. So.
That's a bit okay.
Can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't get the numbers.
Okay, you can't see the numbers?
Which color is old?
Green is old. 3, 2, 1. Well, the majority is, whoops.
It says correct.
We don't want to jump to that screen, guys. We want to go back. Yeah? Well, we saw that it was mostly in the middle there. So let's go to the next one. What country are you from?
Today.
Germany's red, Netherlands blue. Six seconds. We got a technical issue going here, guys. How do we freeze the...
Sorry, it was my fault.
Yeah?
Yeah, just waiting up for the question.
Well, sorry about that. Let's go to handedness. Let's see how many right-handers and left-handers we have. Yeah, about 12% left-handed. That's about average in the world. So developers are pretty much average, according to this. Ambidextrous. Where's the ambidextrous people? Just curious. Which hand are you? Which hand do you type with in the phone? Both. Just both. Okay. Great. That's a little insight into who's in this room today, with a little technical glitch along the way. Now we're going to make the questions a little bit trickier. and head into some lifestyle things. So let's bring up the next question. Your junk food choice. Let's see what Typo 3 developers eat.
The good stuff.
For junk food. Good stuff's missing. Frikandel is missing, sorry, yes. if you like frikandel, go for falafel. It sounds like frikandel. What do we got? Pizza. Pizza is the preferred food of Typo 3 developers, followed by burgers, and falafel is more popular than Asian noodles. Quite a valuable insight into this audience, I would say. Let's go to the next one. Your ideal vacation. Here it comes. The beach in Ibiza, skiing in the Alps, weekend in Paris, or that hacker camp in Romania. Curious how Romania scores here. We have some Romanians in the room, right? So, welcome, welcome. Here we go. The beach wins. Not surprising, but the weekend Paris, and 10% of the people are going to Romania. That's pretty good, really. That's dedication to Typo 3. Let's go to the next one. Your preferred entertainment source. Netflix, Spotify, Twitch, or VPN in an unnamed website. Yeah? We're not naming any names, right? Okay. So, I'm curious how number 4 is going to do.
Wait for it.
20%! You know,
I think half the audience thought it was like hacking stuff.
oh, yeah. Did they think it was hacking stuff? Really? Okay, yes. But other than that, Netflix is winning, and Spotify, and the loser is Twitch. Okay, but I guess Twitch is a bit more niche, huh? Let's go to the next one. Your dream job. Singer in a rock band. Formula 1 driver. Nobel Prize winning scientist, or Typo 3 coder. I'll bet the 10% that are going to Romania want to be Typo 3 coders. Yeah. Applause! That is dedication. That's dedication. Yeah, second comes in the singer in the rock band. I would have guessed that, actually, looking at this. The next one. Now we get serious. We go back to serious for a minute. Why are you here? Networking, learning, new ideas, partnerships. This is a tricky one. You have to think for a second. $67 answers in already. 30% are here for learning. 30%. Pretty even score for the networking and the new ideas. Yeah, that's what this audience makes this audience tick. The next question. Another tricky one, another serious one. You are most interested in the future of Typo 3, front end, legal topics, back end. Here we go. Wow, back-end program. That's a decisive score for the back-end program. Interesting. Let's try a tricky one again. Choose your punishment. Closed source or death. Yeah? Back to that instinct thing, you know? So, do you want to exist or not? Whoa! That's dedication, huh? This is a hardcore Typo 3 audience. Okay. I'm here to talk about communication, so we're going to ask a couple about communication. What's your preferred channel? Email, Slack, WhatsApp, or other? At work. What's the one you use the most at work? If you have a difference between work and home. Some people don't, you know. 3, 2, 1. Slack. Wow. Slack is popular here. Followed by WhatsApp. Email is, looks like it's kind of dying here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, going to keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay, next one. How many meetings do you attend? Fewer than one a day. 1 a day, 2 a day, or more. Here we go. Fewer than one. So this is not a meeting crowd. Huh? This is a working, developing crowd. 9% or more than 2 a day. 2 more questions. 3 more. How important are communication skills for developers? How important is communicating for a developer? Not important, very important, crucial for success. Wow, that's a communicative crowd, yeah. So you don't meet, you don't use email, you do everything on Slack. But what you're doing on Slack better be damn good, huh? So that's the conclusion so far. Okay, 2 to go. How often do you speak in public? Never, often, seldom, very often. I'll let you fill in the hard data there, but just the feeling. Here we go. Seldom. Almost half. Seldom. Few people very often. Few people never. Few people often. Okay. The last question. For those of you who are speaking in public, when you do it, are you terrified? Are you a bit nervous? Are you relaxed? Or are you energized? A bit nervous. Yeah, no, me too. So I understand that completely. 10% are energized. That's pretty good. 10% relaxed speaking in public. That's pretty good too. So, now, did you like this? Was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And the reason we did this, we'll go back to the slides here. There we go. This was interaction. This was all setting up the first of those 5 fundamentals. We spent a long time doing that. But we did that because the first fundamental is really fundamental. Be highly audience sensitive. When you're communicating, it's all about audience. Audience, audience, audience. Who are you talking to? And this is really important, what do they know? And how do you convey to them what you want them to know and work with that through them without making too many assumptions. And that's why we did this exercise, to dig into you as an audience. You know, how many of you are developers here? How many are developers? The majority. And how many are business people supporting that or working around that? Fewer. But this analysis we did it together, and you know, use this information to help you in communicating with each other about what's important to people, using Slack, and these kind of things. So it's all about audience, and be highly audience sensitive every time you type in that message in Slack, every time you pick up that phone, every time you go to a meeting. Who is this audience? How are they ticking? Now, we spent a lot of time on that. We're going to go through we've got 4 to go, but I promise you the next 4 fundamentals are going to go much faster. In fact, the next 3 are going to go quite fast, and the 5th one's going to be big and fun. So we've got 3 fast ones, final one, big and fun. It's clear? Yeah? Fundamental number 2. Manage audience expectations. It's what we just did, right? What's coming? 3 fast ones, ending with a big one. That's nice, right? It's nice to know what's happening as an audience. There are 2 places where audiences like surprises. Birthday parties, this is not a birthday party, and horror films. And if people compare your communications to a horror film, you've got big problems, okay? So manage audience expectations. Audiences love it. They love it. Listeners love it. Listeners love it in those meetings, in those phone calls. But here's the real power of it. When you are consciously managing the audience's expectation, you are consciously managing your communication with that listener. You are taking the lead, and you're thinking, what do I want to achieve? How am I dishing up the information? How am I taking that listener, that audience, that group, to what the conclusions I want to take them to? That's where the real power of managing audience expectations is. And that's where it works in meetings and in conversations and networking events. You achieve what you want to achieve faster and better. You package your ideas, you think about your ideas, you sell your ideas, you gain enthusiasm for your ideas by managing audience expectations. That's number 2. Number 3. Before I go to number 3, I've been observing a bit and having fun with Kahoot and your patience in us dealing with some of the technical things. And I want to say this. I think you guys are great. I do. I think you're, you could be anywhere on this sunny Friday morning, but you're here. You want to be here, building something good around Typo 3 as a community. That's really cool. And you're obviously smart and progressive and nice people. I just want to say that. I think you guys are cool. I do. So fundamental number 3, always compliment your audience. Always compliment your audience, okay? Yeah. Why do you compliment the audience? Be honest, how did that feel? We don't really know each other, but we have a feeling we're in this together. It felt good, right? It feels good when people focus on the positive things you're doing. And that connects. And communication is connecting. So communication is connecting, compliments connect. And here's even again the most powerful part for me. When you are focusing on complimenting your audience, you're focusing on the positive. It's really easy, and we're really good at focusing on the negative. What's wrong, what needs to be fixed. I'm pretty sure developers focus on that a lot as well. But when you commit, especially in communication, to focusing on the positive, you have a whole different mindset. You're interacting with someone, you're looking at what's the positive things of this feedback I'm getting in this meeting or on this Slack feed. And maybe you don't even like some of that feedback, maybe it hurts a bit, feedback, but if your mindset is, what's good here? What's positive? How can I build something with this person? Focusing on always complimenting your audience. That becomes very powerful. So that's my 3rd fundamental for you. The 4th fundamental is really easy. You do it all the time. When I bring up the word, you will probably even get a very slight physical reaction. Smile. Smile. It's one of the easiest, most powerful communication fundamentals is smile. And the science proves this, and we love science, right? We love to make decisions based on science, for sure. When you smile, chemicals are released in your brain that actually relax you. When you're relaxed people simply communicate and interact better, in my opinion. But that's not it. When you smile, the people around you, and this is scientific studies as well, people perceive you as being more relaxed, more reliable, and even more attractive. And smiling is contagious. When you smile, people around you smile. So smiling is a really simple, powerful way, a powerful communication fundamental. And you know, we are going to set a world record here today at Typo 3 Camp Venlo. World record in Venlo. We are going to have the biggest collective smile in this city today. I'm hoping you'll help me out here. We're going to engineer it. And we have the best photographer. We've got the best photographer at Typo Camp 3 Venlo. Marcia is joining. Give her a round of applause, okay? This may just seem like a group photo, but it's not. It's a large collective smile. We're going to do it on command. Marcia, ready? Now I'm going to get out of the way here for a second. You guys ready? Fundamental number 4. Smile. Yeah, no, bigger smile. Yeah, yeah, excellent. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. Can we get a selfie on that? Yeah, this is because you never know about the next show. Yeah? Okay. You guys smiling? Okay. So, applause for Marcia, I would say. Yeah. We're not done with smiles. We're going to make it even more intense. It's got to get more intense for communicating. So I want you to look at the person next to you. Doesn't matter which way. Look at that person in the eye. Do it. And smile. Look at them. Smile. Don't they look attractive? Yeah? Now look at the other side. And, sir, don't look at her like that. That's a little bit creepy, okay? Yeah? But smile. Feel the power. Doesn't it work? Look at how happy it makes people. Happy people communicate. That's number 4. We're going to do number 5. I promised you 5. I promised you a big fun 5 at the end. We're going to do our best to make it big and fun. But the fun starts with fear. Look at this guy. Studies around the world prove that when people show that one of the things people are most afraid of is speaking in public. And that's not just on a stage, that's in meetings. People do not like to get up and speak in public, in general. And this is a deep instinct. It's the same instinct that your ancestors had when they ran into this guy, okay, the saber-toothed tiger. Let's call him Mr. T. So, how do you deal with this instinct? How do speakers deal with this instinct? Well, it's the same reaction, the same gut reaction that your ancestors had when they ran into Mr. T. It's 3 things, really. You can freeze, which is going to make your presentation a very strange presentation, okay? Or you can, you can fight. Flight. You can take flight. You can run, which is also going to result in a very strange presentation. So the only option really left, if you have something important to say, is to fight. You have to fight. You have to fight that fright and have the courage to do that. And you go from stage fright to stage flight to stage fight. From fright, flight to fright, which is not always easy. I've worked with a lot of speakers. I'm also a coach at a local TEDx, which is fantastic. People with lots of ideas, but they all want to get up and present their idea. So I've worked with lots of speakers, and I can tell you there are actually 3 things you see happening when people are in the middle of this fight. And what happens is 3 things. To start with, they stand wrong. If you stand right, you got a little bend in your knees. But people tend to freeze up and freeze the knees back. Everything freezes up, you know? You don't want that. You want to stand right. You want to stand right for the fight. This is the way sportsmen stand. You want to get that bend in the knees. That's 1. Number 2, the adrenaline's kicking in, whether it's Mr. T, the tiger, or standing on stage. Adrenaline's kicking in. People start breathing high in the lungs. And high, and it's shallow and fast, and you don't want that. You want to breathe like a martial artist or an opera singer. You want to stand right. You want to breathe in deep, big in the stomach. It's easy for me. Breathe out. That's how you want to stand, you know? And that's how you want to breathe. That's how you breathe right for the fight. And the third one is, you know, when people are standing wrong, they're breathing wrong, the shoulders go totally ballistic, and that's no way to give a presentation either. So you gotta manage these 3 things. And I've developed a technique for that with a very catchy name. And it's called unfreeze the knees. Unfreeze the knees. This is fundamental number 5. You know, I really would like to share this with you because it's really powerful. And the best way to share it, of course, is to experience it. So I'd like to ask everyone here to get on up. You know, we're going to practice unfreezing the knees, okay? Now, to start with, unfreeze the knees. Bend them. Just bend them. Feel that? That's the first thing, yeah? And you know you're unfreezing the knees when you bounce. So get a little bounce going, okay? Yeah. And you can bounce a little this way, bounce this way a little bit, and bounce this way. Sir, let's keep it safe, okay? Yeah, thank you. Not too much bouncing. So that's the first one. Unfreeze the knees. The second one is breathing. And breathing really works best when you use your hands. So breathe out a little bit. Now breathe in, into the stomach. Take your hands here, and now breathe out. Push it out. Unfreeze the knees, breathe in. Deep in the stomach, breathe out. And I want to see all the hands moving, of course. So that's the way this works. Yeah? And now breathe in, and now a little bit of sound. And now a little bit more sound. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. You're good. You're really good. So these two things now, we've got standing right, breathing right, and the third one is actually an ancient technique. I learned it from a guru in the Dutch mountains here. It's amazing. And I'm going to put the clicker back here, see if that works, because you got to use the hand. You got to stand right, breathe right, get the hands out here, and you got to get the fist moving. Get this fist moving, okay? And now, get the hands up a little bit, keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. Now everybody turn that way, yeah, and now put your hands down on the shoulders of the person in front of you, and keep the hands moving, keep it moving. You know, you gotta totally connecting, yeah? This is total communication, and now back up, back to the middle, yeah, back the other way, yeah, put them down, yeah, and feel that connection. This is a fundamental, folks, okay? Now back up, in the middle, unfreeze the knees, breathe right, and now give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. And have a seat, thank you. You did an excellent, it's amazing the way this audience responded to those fundamentals. So, you can use this. You can use it on stage. You can use it in your presentation. You can use it in the grocery store, you know, instead of getting annoyed, you know. And then maybe that lady in front of you likes that, you know, so, or that man, who knows. So, but use it, unfreeze the knees. It's just the right way to be ready for the world when you're presenting on stage, in the bar camp tomorrow, unfreeze those knees. Yep. Dear friends, those were my 5 favorite fundamentals. Always tell people what you told them in presentations. That's a free tip. Always tell them what you told them. Be highly audience sensitive. Be highly audience sensitive. Know who your audience is. Manage your audience's expectations. Lead them through that communication proactively. Know what you want to achieve. Always compliment the audience. Focus on the positive. Connect with positive vibes. It's karma. It works. Number 4's coming up. Yeah, that one's easy, right? And the last one. Please never forget this one. Unfreeze the knees. I want to thank you for having been a really fun and nice audience. I enjoyed it. Never forget the danger of flying, okay? Never forget the danger of flying. Keep building this cool world that I enjoy and that you guys are building. Connect, communicate, have fun here this weekend, and thank you very much. Okay.